listening to the Full Sport Press podcast featuring hosts Jay Hove, Chef, Wheezy, and Coach Locke. Please enjoy the show.
Greetings and salutations. I would like to welcome everybody back and some of you for the first time to the Full Sport Press podcast, the premier sports podcast for the consummate sports fan. And this is your one-stop shop for all sports-related news and topics. I am Jay Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
Weezy's back in the building. Say what's up, Weezy.
What's going on, man? How y'all doing?
Doing great. Coach Lock in the building. Say what's up, Cat.
What's up? What up, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Coach Lock back in the building. How you feeling, Weezy? You back, baby?
Back, man.
People
Glad
hit
to have
me
you
up.
back.
Said, damn, did y'all fire Weezy? Said, nah. He in the sick and shut in, dog.
Good. They took the worst approach it could be.
I'm saying,
They
you
want to be
just
fired.
Yeah, nah, they didn't want you fired. They were just asking if you where the hell is Weezy? They looking
The
for
people
you.
looking
No,
for
we
you,
good.
man.
We good. I'm back, man.
You
I was
back.
down.
You was down.
I was down, but I wasn't out. But I was down.
We fall down, but
We get up, coach.
you right.
It was rough, though.
Yeah, I'm sure right.
Damn, Cowboys crazy. Episode 301. We're bringing the 2019 year to a close with a year in review show.
FSP style.
Always FSP style.
Better damn know it.
Better damn believe it.
Let's kick it off, fellas. Best of the week, Weezy. Since you missed a couple of weeks, we'll kick it off with you. What you got?
Best week for me was I'm back, man.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Brand new studio. Studio look good.
Yeah, studio, definitely. Shout out to the studio.
Studio look good,
It's
man.
lit up.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all did your thing on them.
You know, for sure. You sure didn't, did you?
I was sick, Jay.
You was sick? Nah, I ain't saying.
Here
I
we
mean,
go.
I'm saying, where's your memorabilia?
Here we go.
Anything, dude? No Titan stuff or nothing, huh?
All right.
Oh, boy. You still
Jeff,
at
we
one
was supposed to
one
talk
dream.
about something. What was it? And then I said, bring it up on the show. What was it?
You said I couldn't bring my helmet.
For sure. That's what it was.
Exactly.
Coach Locks.
Coach Locks jersey's up there.
TSU jersey is up right here.
That's
Shout out
right.
to TennState.edu.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right. InState.edu
Yeah,
for sure.
And Jeff, last week you said that you had your Glencliff Colts
Yeah.
helmet.
Yeah.
By all means, my man, you can put it right there in that corner, right
Okay,
there, right
all right.
there.
As long
There
as,
it
long
is.
as it got a home.
For sure. It has a home. Now, Jeff, if we don't see it by next week, don't bring that shit.
I got you.
Does it have a face mask with right in the middle? If it like that, if it like a little giant face.
We was cheap. We was cheap. I ain't that
Nah,
old.
keep that down.
Jeff, what I'm saying. Now, you got a 7-day situation. If they ain't here by next time we record.
Got to scrape it up.
Yeah, you got to
Do
find
you
it.
know where it's at?
I got an idea, Coach. I got an idea.
Oh, Lord.
Go with
The helmet might not make it.
Hell know what the hell with
Might
it.
not make it.
We ain't gonna see that helmet.
Might not make it.
And that's Jeff fake laugh. I just figured it out. I just figured out his fake laugh. What you got, Coach? What's your best of the week?
Man, my best of the week is I saw on Twitter a woman was offering free beauty services for the homeless.
There
She
we
was
go.
washing their hair, giving them haircuts,
was dope.
doing their hair, doing their makeup,
Yeah.
giving them food,
She get them right.
letting them walk down the street like they kind of on a runway kind of deal.
Yeah.
So it's good to see the good people helping out like that, man. That was my
Most
best of the week.
Good
What's
shit.
up? That's what's up.
Yeah, now for sure, Jeff. What you got best of the week?
Young Caleb Plant going to defend his IBF super middleweight title in Nashville. Caleb is from the Middle Tennessee area.
Okay.
So it's gonna have prize fighting back in Nashville February 15th
Yeah,
at Bridgestone.
for sure.
We'll be there.
Yeah, you
Okay.
got.
Can't
Was
wait.
that a sponsor? You got sponsored by Caleb?
Nah, I just
Okay,
it's
that's
just
your
gonna be
man.
there. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm
Shout
gonna be
out
there.
to
though.
Caleb Plant.
Shout out Caleb
Yeah,
Plant for sure.
sure.
615.
Super middleweight title.
Yeah, for sure. My best of the week is Russell Westbrook and James Harden losing to the Warriors on Christmas Day. James Harden played pretty well. But Russell
gracious,
Westbrook was 11 for 32 from the field, shot 8 threes, missed all 8 of those
Yeah, he
threes.
did.
And now, I wake up, to record the podcast. Hear that Russell Westbrook's on the trading block, Weezy. He's on the trading block. So,
Wow.
yeah. Life comes at you fast.
Wow.
Yeah.
False
you gotta get it going.
Of course, it's the
Okay.
same leagues that said Chris Paul was on the trading block.
But you was.
Just hearsay. Is it hearsay?
Just
Yeah.
hearsay. Until
Hey,
you
they
see it
still number
happen.
four. Still number four in the West, higher than they ever were when Chris Paul was there this time.
Yeah,
of the
fact check
season.
that, cameraman.
Nah, I'm definitely know that.
Yeah, I don't know. You done
Yeah,
said
they was
here,
fighting.
too.
They was fighting for a minute.
Got fact check that. What you got worse of the week, Reason?
My worst of the week was well, first of all, I was down, man. Shit. Y'all laughing.
Oh, we know.
we know exactly.
Y'all laughing. I was down.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, that was your worst of the week. That's it.
No, I got one more in this. LeBron James got hurt again, man.
Okay.
He tweaked. That hurt me.
Well, you get kicked in your groin. You see how you want to go out and
Yeah.
Does he got to quit doing that stuff though? Like after they lose, like they lost in the finals. He put the hand wrap on. Said, "Oh, I've been playing with this messed up thumb the whole series."
You know how that is. You know.
Uh-oh.
That's true.
Uh-oh.
man, it's true.
As soon as they lose, as soon as he gets, Pat Bev does his Pat Bev stuff.
Yeah.
Now I got kicked in the groin. I re-injured it.
You know the vibes.
Mm.
You know the vibes. What you got? Worst of the week, Joe?
Worst of the week, man. Zach Randolph retiring and not being on somebody's roster when he retired. You know what I mean? Not being able to get his. I mean, he's going to get a proper send off. I'm pretty sure Memphis is going to sign him for a 1-day contract and send him off properly. But I would like to see Zach walk out
His way.
court, on his way. So
Because in this way, bullies get bullied.
yeah, bullies
So that's
get
what
bullied. He definitely let us know that.
Are you saying he deserves a farewell tour?
Not a farewell tour, just a proper send off,
Out of Memphis.
Yeah, out of a home game in Memphis with
Yeah.
his jersey on. To stop the game, let Zach get his.
Nobody wants to see Zach Randolph hooping 2020, dog. I'm be real. Zach done. Zach going out like how Zach going out.
I mean, it's a different. The game is different, but I mean,
sure.
he's a veteran presence you would want on your
Yeah,
locker.
5 years.
Just sign it one day
5 years.
and then
And he will.
retire.
He'll
Not,
get
not,
out.
not
He
during
last
the game.
year, right?
No.
No.
He been out for a year and a half.
Not for a year and
He
a
was
half.
in
Yeah.
training to go back next year.
Yeah.
The devil is a lie.
Not going to
Nah,
happen.
his game is not. Nah, not in this up and down league.
he's
No,
done.
no.
Yeah. He
But
can't
bullets do get bullied,
Yeah,
coach.
but
They
it's
do.
definitely-
They do.
Where you at, Coach? What you got?
Man, I got Marcellus Wiley, co-host of Speak for Yourself.
Nah, this was tough.
Said he did not like the LeBron Nike commercial where at the end he says, "What if there were no humble beginnings?" LeBron went through the whole thing of showing the kids, running to the TV to see him or watching their favorite people play, and just basically showing how kids are struggling to get to that point. He just basically just said, "What if it was never a situation where they never had to struggle? There were no humble beginnings." And Wiley spoke out about it, said he didn't like the commercial.
Yeah, I mean, everybody come from different situations. Marcellus Wiley comes from a underprivileged background as well, so he should be able to appreciate that. That's whack.
Yeah, exactly, man.
And
I saw that.
his stance on it was so weird because it almost felt like he jumped out there and then realized I probably shouldn't have said this.
Exactly.
Because he was like, LeBron is preaching equality and preaching this. Now you're saying, what if, but that's what he's saying. He's saying, what if we eliminated all the stuff that holds other people in other different neighborhoods back and gave everybody a fair shot?
Right.
Like, man, shout out to them.
That whole cast, man, it's a bunch of old guys that don't got it no more. they just hate us on that show, man.
And
Especially the fat dude that got hair now. What's his name?
Man. My worst of the week. Smooth right now. My worst of the week is friend of the show, Cam towards Achilles last week. Man, Godspeed to you, man.
boy.
Rehab will be a breeze. Achilles gang, man. We adding up. Listen, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. You get to a certain age, and I would say that age is over the age of 30. You might need to chill out with hooping
Hey.
or doing anything
Was he hooping?
high. Yeah, he was
Yes.
hooping. Yeah.
Cam.
High impact basketball, high impact football. Hell, man, if you're stopping and going at a high rate, just chill, man. Play 2K. You know what I'm saying?
Play something.
Godspeed to my guy, though, man.
Yeah, get better, Cam, man.
for sure.
Black.
Man. I was waiting for him. He didn't get to it. Now, make sure you check us out on iTunes, Facebook, IG, Google Play, Stitcher, Beyond Pod, YouTube, and, of course, the SoundCloud page to catch up on the full archive of past episodes of FSP. How do you do that? Just search Full Sport Press Podcast. Check out the On Day TV Hip Hop Podcast with Animal Brown and on the boys every Wednesday. Their latest show up is up right now. The top 10 albums of the decade. Have you guys checked that out?
Yeah, man, it was good. It's a good show. It dropped out of nowhere. Did a surprise drop on us.
Yeah,
like
did
that.
Beyonce
That did a
drop. I like
Beyonce
true
drop.
respect and accept
True.
that. I would say the best album that came out this decade.
Don't do it.
I'm not going to even try because
Man,
I know
it's
mine.
tough. Drake has like 2 or 3. So,
It's just too many, man. And try to
man,
figure
Victory
out.
Lap is up there for me. for
Victory Lap's
sure.
top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1 is My Beautiful Dark. My Beautiful Dark.
That came out. Oh, it came out in
Came out
2011. 2010?
November
Oh, yeah.
2010. That's
Ah.
it.
Let's pack it up.
That's a good answer.
Let's pack it the hell up.
I can go with that.
That's a great album.
That's a pack it the hell up. Let's move right along. Shout out to the guys, though. Fresher Than Average podcast, me and my dog Animal Brown, is a self-help fashion podcast directly related to improving everyday fashion. Same great content with the new name. You can catch our latest issue. Issue 56 is up right now. Sneaker of the Year show. Also, hit the hotline, 629-777-5565, and drop a fashion-related voicemail so we can answer your fashion-related question. Where your kicks? Cop responsibly. What do you guys think is the best shoe this year? Best cop, Anybody got something to say about that?
Cop.
Sneaker.
The best shoe to me was the waffle, the ones you had.
Sakai.
The skies, yeah.
Sakai
That was a
That
problem.
was a tough shoe. Yeah.
Can't wait for the all blacks to come out in 2020.
Really, but they got a little white on them too,
A
right?
little bit of white.
Yeah,
A little bit of
like
white.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
gonna be a
sure.
hard cop.
That's
Those-
tough. Oh, hell
Be a
yeah.
hard cop.
You're damn right.
Glencliff ones is probably up there for me though.
I know you appreciate that. Need to see them just where they at. You better cop them.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The
Yeah.
Glencliff one, you know, the good price on it.
Okay,
You know what
there
I'm
it
saying?
is.
We'll go
There we
get
go.
it.
What's yours for the year?
I'm gonna have to. But you can check out the show. I gave mine.
Uh-oh.
Definitely gave it. Man.
Check it
I
out.
definitely gave my answer with that.
Check it out.
So I can't give the people what they've been looking for because I know they looking for that.
Gotta make the people
we
go
got a
listen.
You gotta go listen. You got a T. What's your sneaker of the year, dog? What's your sneaker of the year this year, champ?
I don't think I had one this year, man.
You copped the PSGs. They still in the box. Tell these niggas.
And you know,
Dead stock.
Dead stock Weezy.
Dead
Still in the
stock.
box, baby. Huh? Count it
Dead
up.
he crazy.
Stock.
Okay, my bad.
It's good to
Appreciate
be
you
here.
for them kill shots too. Had to get a pair of them too.
Hey man,
Get a kill
Uh-oh.
you
shots.
feel me?
Yeah, kill
Hey,
shots.
I'm telling Jeff.
Work shoes, them is on point.
Listen, life shoes.
Yeah.
Life
They
shoes.
get it done.
Most definitely.
He's not only the client, he's the president of Kill
Kill
Shot.
Shot fan club. And you can read up on your favorite FSP co-hosts. Purchase your brand new FSP merchandise.
Hey.
Yeah, you see it here.
Yeah, for sure.
All of us have it on.
Yeah, most
All right.
definitely.
Mhm.
And catch up on the shows we just mentioned and much, much more. How you do that, you ass Weezy, now that you're back? Just search www.realvillemedia.com. Tell a friend to support the real. RMG.
RMG, most definitely. Jeff, you got 10 good wrestling seconds.
Ooh.
Let's start the clock.
All right. So we reported on Bobby Lashley and Lana a couple of weeks ago, that whole little situation.
Mr. Still Your Girl.
Yeah, Mr. Steal Your Girl. Well, he's actually stole Rusev's girl, and they're getting married on camera this Monday coming up. It's a slow time in wrestling, you know. It's the year's transitioning, you know what I mean? It's tough. Not a lot going on.
Christmas break.
Yeah, Christmas break definitely. AEW wasn't even on TV this week. It's just a lot. It's a lot. But Royal Rumble's coming up. WrestleMania's coming up. It's gonna pick up here as soon as the year turns. But just right now, it's rough.
It's rough. Sure,
Royal
shout out to
Rumble.
wrestling.
Yeah.
In case you missed it, fellas, we have a part, two parts to this. First part, in case you missed it, we have merch. Start off with Weezy here with the Navy hoodie, FSP. It's available for purchase right now if you want it. Contact Weezy if you want this hoodie. I will go second with the red FSP hoodie. I am wearing a size medium. Trust and believe. There's nothing medium going on. You feel me, Coach? Hit that rock. Don't leave it right there. Moving on to
get
Coach
weirded out.
Lock. Your boy, my boy has the Navy hoodie. He's also wearing a medium as well, you know. So, you know, you go and you buying stuff off Nike, or it says, what size is the model wearing? My man is wearing a medium.
Plus connection, I got us.
No need. Jeff is bringing up the rear in the red. For sure. In the red FSP hoodie. Purchase any of these hoodies by contacting the cameraman. Shout out to you, cameraman. Can you give me a thumbs up one time for the one time?
Yeah, we
Two
go.
thumbs up
by the
bitch.
cameraman.
Weezy, you can contact him as well. You can contact myself,
Yeah.
Coach Locke, and also Jeff for sure. Wow, the quantities last.
Because they're hot off the press.
Man, limited
Going
edition.
fast.
Going fast, for sure. Most definitely. In case you missed it as well, is Last Chance U. Now, Last Chance U is spreading its wings to basketball. You can meet the East Los Huskies coming out of California. Last Chance U is known for college football. Been trying to get Weezy to watch this show for approximately 4 years now. Hasn't done it yet. Now they're taking their chance with JUCO basketball. Coach, they're about 4 years too late, huh?
4 too late for sure.
Most definitely, man. I'm excited. It hasn't been officially announced yet, but we wanted to break the news first. We heard it on Twitter. So now, Last Chance U is moving on to JUCO basketball. For
Most
sure.
definitely. Weezy did while you were down. That would have been a perfect
Perfect time. You can catch up, man.
You told
Yeah.
me you watched a lot of TV.
What, you didn't watch? What was you
know what
watching?
he's watching.
You Loving Hip Hop.
Yeah.
Kids Baking Championships.
Y'all crazy.
What else you watch? The Mad Singer.
Man,
Man, Singer, good. Man, Singer, good show.
Now, tweet us with questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page, on the iTunes page. Please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend
To tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
To tell a friend.
that the revolution will be podcasted. And before we start with the first half, Weezy, do you have a yellow box of Cheerios award recipient for the listeners?
I do. This week's award recipient is Lindsey Vonn.
For sure. It is Lindsey Vonn, Olympic gold medalist who nabbed some new precious medal, but this time it's for her husband, PK Subban.
Oh.
In a non-traditional move, Vonn popped the question to her boyfriend of 2 years. Vonn said, and I quote, "Men should get engagement rings too, and this is truly what PK deserves. #equality." Now, 97% of grooms in heterosexual couples report proposing to their brides. And this marriage will be the first for Subban and the second for Vonn. How would you feel, fellas? Let's ask the room. How would you feel if a woman proposed to you?
She got down on one knee and everything.
Yeah,
she
creased
did.
up the. She probably had on some Sperry's. Wouldn't you say?
Definitely.
Yeah, she definitely had on some Sperry's. Yeah, she got down and got an eagle on.
Yoga pants.
Yoga,
Yeah.
yoga pants,
Yeah.
and a sports bra for sure.
Yes.
That's just a
Took
little
it too
weird
far,
to
my
me.
man. Yeah, okay. You would feel inadequate with
It's
that.
a little weird.
A little different for sure. What about you,
Yeah,
Coach?
I can't roll with that.
Yeah,
I can't roll with that.
get up.
She gonna be embarrassed because I'm gonna say no.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Off the rip.
I'm saying because you're not gonna propose to me. That's why I'm saying no.
Get up.
I'm not saying. But if you tell her get up, you basically saying no.
You gonna tell her no straight
right.
out, Coach?
Huh?
What you gonna say? No.
No, I ain't gonna just be like no.
I can see Coach flat
What
out
you
saying
at
no,
me?
I'm straight.
No, I
Yeah,
won't.
man, you get up.
Just saying, man. You can't propose to me.
You embarrass me. Get your ass up now.
Yes, I'm definitely saying that. Definitely.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
You're making us look bad.
You
out
make
here.
us look bad. No, I'm sure. Come on, Lindsay.
Shout out to PK.
You gonna get that out to a win?
Oh yeah, Brian.
Brian, we're getting that out, Brian.
Yeah.
She tripping with that one a little bit,
Yeah.
man.
She
It's a
said
good
tripping.
conversation, but I get it. They've been engaged already, and I think she was just making it official with
Right.
her proposal.
She got impatient with it.
There's a company though
Shout out to
that
PK.
that makes rings specifically for women to propose to men.
Sure. PK is running a tight ship, and that's what I do respect.
Oh, Lord, here you
Are
go.
we sure?
Think about
Are
it.
we sure?
Yeah, she just impatient.
Are we sure?
It's true.
Are we sure?
Because the tight ship,
Could be the other way around.
she might just be running this. Hey, boy, now you pod.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
boy, now you pod. You guys ready to get started first half?
Let's go.
Let's go.
The first half is underway.
First half, the hottest sports news of the past week, like we do each and every week here at the Full Sport Press Podcast. Before we get started, I am Jay Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Lock.
Coach, like, where can they find you on social media, my brother?
Man, nothing has changed. It's Lock _the_ great. That's THA on all things social.
Sure. You on Snapchat?
No, sir.
No, you said all things, so just IG and Twitter.
All things that I have.
We don't know that. You know, what is somebody's first time listening?
You're right.
Yeah.
I don't have Snapchat. I
Yeah.
never had it.
Do you have TikTok?
Nope.
All right. What about you, Weezy? Where can they find you, my brother?
FSP_Weezy on IG, and I'm at How Weezy on Twitter. Holla at me.
Okay. What about you, Jeff?
Jay Easley 84 across all social media platforms.
For sure. And I am J Hove on Instagram and Twitter. You can catch me on Twitter, have a full conversation. And the cameraman who is mad because I make my transitions too fast. It is FSP_cameraman in this area. In this area, right?
It's somewhere.
There we go.
Right there.
For
Right
sure.
in there.
For my YouTube people, it's youtube.com/fullsportpress. Weezy, they gave you a segment. You back. You missed 2 weeks.
I missed 2
We
weeks.
got a lot
but
to talk about,
I'm
don't you?
back in this segment.
What did they
man.
give you, though?
They gave me 5. They gave me 3, but I asked for 5.
You definitely wanted 5.
I wanted 5 bad. Yeah, this was week 17, man. I mean, it's week 16. It was a little slow week. So we're going to play a little game.
Uh-oh.
They don't like playing games. Here we go. We play Guess Who game, right? Don't cheat, Jack, because you're close to the paper, right? Don't cheat. All right. Look, you trying to cheat already. Goodness gracious.
Cover it up. Cover the paper up.
All right, here we go.
It's right there. Stick
To win.
There
Yeah, he cheating for real.
Hey, you don't like to lose.
Yeah, all right, here we go. All right. Who am I? 31 for 52,
Oh, man.
419 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating of 103.
Drew Brees.
I was about to say Drew Brees. I'm sorry.
That ain't it, Coach.
That ain't it.
That's
It's
It's a tough week this year.
Come on, Jeff, man. You don't know.
Come on, man. You be killing me with that shit.
Pat.
Man. Just get it.
Who?
Pat Mahomes. No, it ain't Pat.
Nah,
He's
man.
always gets
All right.
Mahomes.
Who is it?
We done?
Yeah.
Ryan
It's
Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick.
Okay.
Fix
I see where we
magic.
at with it now.
Yeah,
I see the
yeah,
vibes.
it's
now.
over.
All right.
I see the vibes.
Number 2. Listen to this. 33 for 56,
Mm.
396 yards, 4 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 104. Who am I?
Sean Watson.
Nah, somebody saw Andy Dalton.
He cheated. It's Andy Dalton. He cheated.
I didn't even cheat. I had to think of a sorry person.
He cheated.
You know what I'm saying, Caroline?
He cheated. It's cool. It's Andy Dalton, though. God, you can kill a vibe, boy. That's rough. Number 3. Who am I? 28 for 42, 352 yards, 5 touchdowns, quarterback rating of 132.
My goodness.
5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns. Sorry. Kyler Murray.
Nah, he didn't throw 5. He didn't throw 5. It was who had a high scoring game. Nah, they didn't score. I don't know.
Not old Minshew. It wasn't Jared Goff.
No.
Come on, man. You named 3 people, man. Go.
You done, Jeff?
Who is he? He ain't done.
Daniel Jones from the New York Giants.
Sterling Shepard had.
Yeah, I got 1. That's 3 now.
That's 3 out.
I mean, they give you, bro.
They asked for 5, but they gave me 3. God, you a cheater. God, I can't believe you cheated like that.
All right.
He cheated just to win, coach. You hear me?
Let's keep it in football.
On a simple game.
You gonna listen?
Let's keep it in football.
Goodness gracious.
And move on to week 16, also known as the championship round of the Full Sport Press Fantasy Football League. In our third place game, we had Spike Lou with Team Spike versus You Got Moss. Shout out to Shane. Spike Lou pulled off the upset. The upset for the third place finish with his quarterback getting 0 points.
My goodness.
But still won the game.
Still won the game.
Who was his quarterback?
It doesn't
I don't
matter.
think Lou was paying attention. Lou wasn't paying attention. He still had Eli Manning playing. But Michael Thomas and Devontae Freeman carried the load for a pause. And he pulled out the upset for third place. Third place finish. And for the championship round, we had coming in last place 2 years straight. Shout out to AB going against Big Trust. Newcomer Chaz. Chaz was feeling himself a little bit this week.
He was, dog.
Came in, he thought the Lamar Jackson pickup was going to take him to the championship.
It did.
It did.
Well, take him to the promised land of winning the championship.
It did not.
It did not. It did not. AB had the game of his life, the GM moves of his career, and he won the chip. AB won it all, man.
Sure,
He
man.
kept it in house. He kept it in Realville.
Kept it in Realville, man. That's all I asked. Yeah, for
Shout
sure.
out to Chaz, first year playing, made it to the chip. Keep that tradition going to people. The first year playing, making it to the championship.
Most definitely.
And AB, so we're going to cut to AB right now.
Yeah, man.
Giving his championship speech.
Yeah.
Letting us know how he really feels about fantasy football. And he may even change his name going forward since going from last place 2 years straight.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
For sure.
First play.
One time for AB.
Hey, what's good, people? It's your man, Animal Brown, checking in. Winner of the FSP Fantasy Football League. First and foremost, I want to thank FSP for even allowing your boy to be a part of it. I appreciate that. Had a great time. Shout out to all the other contestants, too, man. Shout out to all 10 people who picked in front of me round 1. I had the 11th pick. Still ended up with the W, but I'm a gracious winner. All right. Shout out to everybody that played. I'm going to take this trophy, put it in my man cave. I'm going to take the winnings and go pay it forward at Chick-fil-A, man. All right, I'm going to do the right thing. And I'm going to cop some shoes with it, too. But that's a whole nother story. My team name used to be last place 2 years straight. I'm going to change that. First place 1 year straight. Yes, I'm going to get on y'all nerves all next season. We'll see you in 2020, man.
And we're back. And that is your week 16, a.k.a. championship round of the Full Sport Press Fantasy Football League. Thank everyone for playing. Thank everyone for participating. We'll be back next year with a couple of changes, maybe add on a couple of things, and we'll see what we're going to do.
Yeah, most definitely. I appreciate everybody for real. That trophy should be in AB's possession the first part of the week.
Awesome.
We might keep it here. I don't want him to have it. It's got his name engraved on it. This is the thing about AB.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
Well, just fantasy in general. I was telling Weezy this. It's supposed to be my championship. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to be going back to back. And
I don't know.
How do we get here?
I just don't understand You know, because if I win one, I'm out this thing. You know, I really want to play.
You're out already.
Chill, man. Just let me get this off.
No, this ain't about you,
You
bro.
gotta speak,
You
man.
didn't play fantasy.
You gotta speak. You didn't play.
You didn't play fantasy.
You didn't play.
Nah, but shout out to AB. I think the draft will be a little different. Shout out to Parham. I know he's listening. You know, everybody's gonna draft different. I talked to Squeaky. And he got some shit coming up the pipe, boy. He's in trouble. And you know, he said he doesn't want to do a live draft, so it might be the last year that we saw Squeaky. Squeaky's been in the league every year, so I'm gonna try to talk to him. He said he doesn't like doing a live draft.
He don't like.
Yeah, it's too much pressure. He said he's not a good GM, you know, for sure. So it'll be a different year.
I put the big boy britches on in the live draft.
We have our draft board from this year, and I'm telling you, it wasn't one quarterback taken. Oh, yes, it was. No, shout out to DP. I know he's listening. He took Pat Mahomes first overall. So.
Fifth pick.
Yeah, for sure. So
decent pick at the time.
At the time, I think all quarterbacks will be taken in the first round for sure. Watch, just you watch. Shout out to AB though, man. Let's move on to college basketball. 18-year-old James Wiseman surprised the college basketball world by announcing he was leaving Memphis and signing with an agent to train for the 2020 NBA draft. Now, Wiseman has been sidelined since mid-November, not for an injury, but he was serving an NCAA suspension of 12 games. He was cleared to come back and return to the Tigers on January the 12th. Wiseman is still expected to be one of the top 5 players available in the 2020 NBA draft. Is this good or bad for Wiseman?
It's good. When it first happened, I said then that he was done. Even after he came back and they said he was going to be suspended for till January, and he said he was going to play, I never thought he was going to play in NCAA again. I always said he would leave. I just figured he would leave and go overseas. I didn't think he would stay and just wait it out to the draft. But I'm not surprised. I would have made this decision as soon as they declared me ineligible.
Yeah. You got to look at the sample size being small. And Darius Garland did the exact same thing, ended up being a top 5 pick. So I think this stinks more for college hoops to have Cole Anthony out, to have him out, your two most, air quote, marketable players being out for the entire college season, because I don't think Cole Anthony will come back either. This is the worst college basketball season I've seen in a long time, man. Not a lot of competitive basketball throughout. Well, it's more competitive, for sure. Yeah. Just from top to bottom, I think any team can win. But if Wiseman's leaving, I think that puts Memphis in a stranglehold, because I think if he comes back and plays, they win the entire thing. Yeah. That's tough, man.
I selfishly wanted him to come back just because I wanted to see Memphis prosper. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest. Just wanted to see Memphis prosper. But this is the best decision for the kid, is to go pro. Like, you know, he's just wasting his time in college basketball right now with the way it's set up. So more speed, but Godspeed to him.
Yeah, I think he robbed himself of a great college experience, dog. This is going to be a tournament run that Memphis could. They're 7-0 without him now, 8-0, something like that. But I think if Penny had him, man, they could win. They can win that entire championship, dog. It's crazy, man. Yeah. But it does show you, though, where college basketball is right now. 10, 15 years ago, if somebody would have did this, they would have went second round.
Yeah, because they would have ruined them.
They would have ruined them. For sure, it would have been a negative connotation. Yeah. Oh, he's selfish. He's X, Y, Z. Yeah. Now it's just like, oh, well, I don't blame him.
Right. Everyone has the same element. I don't blame him.
100%.
Wasting that year. All right, let's move on to the NBA, but keep it in basketball, guys. I think is this my guy?
No, it's definitely your guy.
For sure.
Is this your guy? Yeah,
for sure.
Guy. You're damn right it is.
Okay. That's why he gave it, Jay.
All right, so Kawhi Leonard in the offseason, I think we all know, signed with the Clippers, right? You know that? And we know Uncle Dennis.
Yeah, man.
He's always lurking in the background.
Yeah, man.
That's my man.
Okay.
Let's talk about what Uncle Dennis allegedly had to do with this. So according to reports, Uncle Dennis wanted part ownership of the Clippers, a house, a private plane, not just a private plane, cameraman, but on constant standby, and guaranteed endorsement money. Now, all this is a violation of the league's collective bargaining agreement.
Most definitely.
The Clippers were cleared of any wrongdoing. But what is Uncle Dennis out here trying to prove?
Where's Dennis trying to go? Where are you going, Dennis? That
wherever it's hard to
private jet.
How old is Uncle Dennis? Uncle Dennis in his 50s.
Oh, shucks. Come on, Dennis.
Uncle Dennis went to kick it on the private jet.
If there was a chance, he could have easily easily got a yellow box of Cheerios.
For sure.
Easy.
For sure.
Uncle
Part
Dennis,
ownership?
Uncle Dennis was just trying because he knew he had the leverage, guys.
Yeah. Why not ask?
Hey, why not ask? You got the leverage.
I mean, those demands got him out of the Lakers competition because they're like, man, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, the
Come
Lakers
on.
knew better. Like, nah,
Yeah,
we're
right.
good here. We got LeBron. We'll take our chances with what we got.
Yeah. People bring up the fact that Jerry Buss, who owed Magic $14 million after he retired for the very first time, he gave Magic 4% ownership of the Lakers, and Magic ended up selling that in 2010. So we've seen a lot of people flex and demand things once they're going through free agency. LeBron, one of his very good high school teammates will say, he was a younger guy. He was on the Cavs scout team. It's a bunch of different stuff that people do when you have the leverage. And like Jeff said, you can only negotiate the leverage when you have the leverage. You can't do that.
You're not Kawhi.
Yeah, no, for sure. Do you think that Lou Williams can come in there and demand something like this? No. Nobody can, dog, unless you're a top tier talent, and Kawhi Leonard's top tier.
But Uncle Dennis went a little too far.
A little.
Look,
Dennis went way too far.
I'm almost with him on the part ownership. Like a couple of percentage points of the ownership. Now, it's illegal. I'm talking about when it's over with. Like, you just kick me on the back end. You know what I'm saying? The
Uncle
gentleman's
Dennis-
agreement.
Uncle Dennis
But
wanted
you know-
it right then.
You know what I think is funny? I think the Clippers entertained it until he
They did.
signed.
They
You know
did.
what? Wait, we'll talk. Just
Yeah,
we'll
no, I
talk.
know the Clippers did. They listen. They
Yeah.
make sure they cross their T's. Like, so what can we do?
Right.
They want
Wheels.
to see what they
They
can
kick the
do.
tires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they came back with the best offer they could. We get you Paul George.
But if the Clippers
We got
are
you four
fine-
side seats.
if the Clippers are fine with any wrongdoing, they could $3 million in the hole as far as a penalty, and also lose a first round draft pick because Uncle Dennis is out here wild. That's your man's though.
But look
you
at
like
him in jail.
scammers though.
I don't like
Him-
scammers. Like, I
him,
like people
Lonzo.
that are testing the waters.
Man, not
We're
scamming.
shaking up the community.
When Lonzo,
Clutch rules
it was
the world.
Uncle
Uncle
LeVar.
LeVar is out here changing the game.
Come
We
on,
got
man.
Uncle Dennis.
Uncle Dennis is never mind. You gonna get up into that?
Baltimore won't miss with $3 million.
You said who?
The owner of the
Oh,
Clippers.
Baltimore. Yeah, yeah,
he
for
won't
sure.
miss them $3 million.
But he gonna miss
They
that first
draft
round
pick.
pick.
Facts.
Before we get started with halftime, let's talk about the Slovenian drip, man. My guy Luka Doncic has ended one of the most notable ongoing sneaker free agency of the year. Doncic was officially announced as the latest member of Jordan Brand on Thursday to a multi-year deal. The reigning Rookie of the Year is having one of the more impressive sophomore campaigns in history and has gained a fair amount of traction in the early MVP race. You're damn right he is. Come on, he averaged 39 and 10.
He's
Anyway, is this a big signing for Jordan Brand?
Huge.
huge sign.
Yeah, Jordan's on fire this year.
On
Yeah, they are.
fire.
There they are.
Yeah.
They got the team. They got a team available now. They got ready to roll.
If Zion plays, they're on fire.
Yeah, because you reach another demographic because you have a person that's not from the United States that's cooking in the NBA. Every time you turn on NBA, his name is being brought up.
Damn right.
So you're gonna reach a whole nother demographic of people to push that Jordan Brand, which he doesn't necessarily need that.
Yeah.
But
It's
why
also
not
something he
get it?
never had either,
Exactly.
other than Jordan.
Right.
Who else he had that's global like that?
Exactly.
At one time, Carmelo, not as big as Luka
Oh,
probably
shit.
would be.
No, he was. Dwayne Wade, too.
The way,
Yeah.
yeah, you got to think about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is, at the time, Melo did 10 signature shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's crowded
12,
over
I
at Nike. You got Greek, you got KD, you got Braun on that way out, you got PG, Kyrie. There was no room for Luka at the Nike brand, but if you look, it's Jason Tatum, it's Zion, and you have Luka. That shit, they clearly.
And Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I was talking about their young core. They're come on, man.
I'm just saying
Jordan
who
Brand
gets
is
signature shoes
yeah,
over there.
for sure. They're taking a clear purpose, and it's just building a younger roster. And Jordan Brand with those guys, man, surpassed their first $1 billion quarter. Come on, man. So business is booming. in Jordan.
And I will say, this latest Jordan has been far better
34 straight.
than the
33 was
all
okay.
these.
33 was okay.
But this 34,
33. Wow.
especially with these colorways they dropping,
Come on, man.
they bouncing back with that for sure.
So Luka's the most marketable young player him, Trae Young, Zion. You got 2 of those guys.
Got 2 of the 3.
Yeah,
tough.
come on,
remarkable
man.
players.
That's
It's
how you
tough.
go up.
Yeah.
Shout out to Luka. I'm getting that 77 jersey. I might hang that joint in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
we gotta figure it out. We gotta figure it out.
Draw the line somewhere.
What you mean? You got a Westbrook jersey right here. Man, let's get started with halftime. He goes to touch the jersey.
We're at the midway point. Enjoy all of the halftime festivities.
Halftime. Where are they now? Have you ever wondered what happened to your favorite athlete from your childhood, Weezy?
We have to.
Sure, most definitely. This week's Where Are They Now is Jeff's favorite running back of all time, Ricky Williams. Ricky Williams is a native of San Diego, was rated a 5-star athlete in baseball, wrestling, track, and of course, football. Now, Williams accepted an athletic scholarship to attend the University of Texas, where he played for the Longhorns football team from 1995 to 1998. Williams holds or shares 20 NCAA records and became the NCAA Division I career rushing leader in 1998. He was awarded the 1998 Heisman Trophy in 1998, as I said that twice, as well by beating out Michael Bishop and Cade McNown. You guys remember how good Michael Bishop was?
Kansas State.
I remember Cade McNown.
Dog.
Yeah, he was a dog. Anyway, Williams was selected 5th overall in the 1999 NFL Draft by the Saints. He spent 3 seasons there and also was traded to the Dolphins in 2002, and he led the league in rushing that same year. Unfortunately, his career was hindered by multiple failed drug tests. He returned to the NFL in 2006, where he was again suspended for another failed drug test for 4 times in the last 10 years. That's smoking good.
He was that age. He was that age as Josh Gordon.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Williams returned after suspension to play again for the Dolphins and ended his career with the Ravens. He finished his career with 10,000 career rushing yards and became the 26th player in NFL history to do so. He was also inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2015. He is currently a football analyst on the Longhorn Network.
That's hilarious.
Williams is also a yoga instructor and an entrepreneur in, of course, the cannabis industry.
Of course.
After co-founding an herbal wellness company called Real Wellness with his wife in San Diego.
That's a no-brainer.
Question I have for you, minus Weezy. Weezy, you can't answer this question because you was looking at my computer. I know what you was doing. Nah, ain't no way. Career earnings for Ricky Williams.
$54 million.
How about you, Jeff?
Nah, Ricky didn't do that much. Ricky got like 29, 30.
Weezy, you in there?
60 million.
Career earnings for Ricky Williams.
72?
$24.3 million. Jeff wins.
What you say, Jeff?
Like 29, 30. Because he kept getting suspended. He didn't get that big boy contract.
Yeah. Ricky Williams was cold. One of the
Yeah,
best
he
college
was.
football running
He
backs.
was real.
They
Ever
gave up
seen.
everything for him.
Sure
Oh,
did. They
did.
gave up the whole kitchen
Yeah.
sink. You know who brokered that deal?
Oh, Mike Dicker, right?
Mike Dicker for sure, but I'm saying his rookie deal, Master P.
Master P did. Yeah, it was all incentive based.
All incentive based. What an idiot.
That no limit sports went out fast.
Quick.
That was
Fast.
over with.
Somebody else was signing them too.
They shouldn't
He
have.
was a basketball player.
Darius Miles. One of them, Quentin Richardson, one of them Clippers dudes was
I don't know.
Keon Dooley.
Keon Dooley.
Keon Dooley. Yeah.
Y'all remember Ricky Williams on Sports Illustrated cover in the dress?
In his dress
Yes.
with Mike Dicker.
With Mike Dicker.
Silly.
Yeah, he was cold though for sure.
Ricky Williams in the cannabis business is the most no-brainer that we've ever seen on the
That's
show.
a layup. That's a layup.
Josh,
2-on-1
You
break.
need to call Josh Gordon.
That's 3-on-1 break.
That's yeah for sure. Him and his
That's
wife. They
Harlem's
just running the break.
Globetrotters.
Sure.
3-on-1 against the Washington Generals fast break.
Easy
If
call.
I'm Josh Gordon, I'm calling Ricky Williams. How can I get into this business?
Him, Othello Harrington, all them.
Look at Othello.
We prospering out here.
Yeah, for sure. Al Harrington.
Al Harrington, you're right.
Yeah, Al Harrington, definitely. For sure. You guys ready to get started the second half?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
The second half is underway.
Second half, the 2019 year in review show. I am J-Ho.
It's your boy Big Jeff.
I'm Weezy. What it do?
It's your man, Coach Locke.
Weezy, what will you remember from 2019, just sports related?
From 2019, Tiger Woods won a Masters.
Oh, man, spoiler alert. As the year comes to a close, FSP will give our look back at the year 2019 in sports and talk about some of the most memorable, the best, and also the worst, and also the weirdest, and some of the most embarrassing moments from the last 12 months. We will also give some bold predictions as to what we expect to unfold in 2020. In no particular order, here are some of the moments that have defined our year in sports. Let's kick it off with Clemson winning its second championship. 7 days into the new year, college football crowned its national champion for the 2018 season. Clemson did it, man. Trevor Lawrence was the emerging superstar from this. He had Kelly Bryant, Jeff's boy. He left.
Took something.
Went to Missouri because Trevor Lawrence should have started from day one.
Yeah.
But I know the heat that Trevor Lawrence was feeling because Kelly Bryant had been a starter for 2 years. So with that even being said, they still came out, beat the hell out of Alabama, 44-16.
Man.
Hell out of them. After Alabama's triumphant
Yeah.
comeback in the SEC championship, led by the quarterback's not there anymore.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Yeah,
That's his name. Yeah.
but he didn't play in the national championship.
Yeah, 15-0, man.
Wonder what
Clemson
happened.
Tigers last year. Going into this year, the crazy thing is they're
undefeated.
Yeah, they're still undefeated. That's a terrible conference there. Second national championship in 3 years for the Tigers, who also defeated Alabama in the second championship game after the 2016 season. Is Dabo Swinney a lock for coach of the decade in 2020?
Ooh,
Yes.
Me personally, I think so.
Yeah.
The
gotta
only
get it.
argument is Nick Saban is just still coaching.
Yeah.
He's just still there. But he beat Nick Saban twice
2 out of the 3.
on the highest stage.
And like you said earlier, one of them, he didn't beat him, he demolished him.
Yeah, he did.
Bama was averaging 48 points per game, and they scored 16.
yeah.
Yeah, man. That was tough to
No.
watch.
They're the first major college football team in the modern era to go 15-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this was the kicker for Dabo. He made an extra $450,000
Yeah.
for making it to the college football playoff and winning it, because he got $200 just for making the playoffs.
Yeah.
And another $250 for winning the championship game.
You got to
Shout out
clap
to his
it up for
agent.
Dabo.
Shout out to his agent. My
yeah,
goodness.
nah, for sure. They did a thing with that. That game will come up this weekend. I'm excited about these games. So,
Yeah, both
because-
games.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really
Mhm.
good games.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's the best college football playoffs that we had.
I'm be honest. I didn't. You don't even think about Clemson until Dabo came. I didn't even think about Clemson.
That's true.
Because they wouldn't.
They wouldn't get players.
They were the mat of the ACC.
I mean, they had a top 5 recruiting class in the last 7 of the last 8 years.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
It's
crazy.
He's doing it the right way. Let's move on to the New Orleans Saints. Nothing defines the NFL over the past 10 years quite like the Saints-Rams pass interference no call, because it meant so much. Things, 2 offensive-minded coaches, 2 prolific passing attacks, and just one really, really bad officiating call that led to a massive overhaul, which still hasn't been fixed to this day.
It hasn't, because you see a lot of pass interference calls that are being challenged,
Yep.
and they are not overturning them unless it's something close to blatant, like that call that was missed.
Yeah,
To me, it was one of the biggest blown calls in sports history.
I think so too.
It
For sure.
changes Drew Brees. Well, it could change Drew Brees' history, because
Yeah.
I believe they would have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah, for
If they
sure.
go and play in that.
Yeah.
So that gives him his second Super Bowl.
Right.
And not only it made them adjust the rule, and which you don't see that a lot in sports. When a call is missed like that or something happens, you don't see that league make the adjustment to that extreme
Yeah, that next year.
that next year instantly.
And you could tell they didn't put a lot of thought into it, Jeff, because it's still not done the right way,
still.
and we're a year out from it.
Still no. I mean, the changes, like Coach said, the changes were made, but it's still something needs to be tinkered with. New Orleans still hasn't gotten over it.
Mhm.
They still, I mean, they even started this year off with a couple of bad calls in the first couple of games, and that brought up all the bad memories from the season prior. So I mean,
100%.
this was this outshined the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Up until leading up to the Super Bowl, this was still the biggest story that was talked about up until the Super Bowl. Even after the Super Bowl, it was like, well, New Orleans should have been there. Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, it's tough. And then you watch the Patriots go ahead and win their 6th title. And doing so, I think it changes the trajectory of how people look at what's their coach's name?
Belichick?
No, not Belichick.
Sean Payton.
Sean Payton. Yeah, because you look at Sean Payton and you say, man, if he only played in 1 Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And that's another Super Bowl that he missed out on, because I think they have a really good chance of going deep into the playoffs this year as well. So,
And winning the Super Bowl.
and that'd have been back to back.
Right. I think the league don't want to see a Brady Brees Super Bowl. I think they don't. Because
Really?
well, when the last time you seen them play each other? just in the regular season.
That's an odd matchup if you really think about it. If you like to see New Orleans play New England, but I see what you're saying too.
Yeah.
Like you would make that happen. Like and make Peyton and
they
make sure Peyton and Brady play every year. I see Rodgers and Breeze and people like that. They play all the time.
And on top of that, the Super Bowl was trash. The worst Super Bowl I've ever watched. New Orleans would have at least made it a little bit more of a competitive game. The Patriots won 13-3 in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. Two defenses that came to play, and two offenses that were not ready for prime time.
Last time we seen a good Super Bowl was the Eagles and Patriots.
It's been that. Nah, the Ravens when they played the 49ers was pretty good too.
Pretty good.
But the Eagles, Patriots was after.
Oh, the Falcons game was
the Falcons Patriots was good.
Patriots
And the Seattle games were good.
That was good.
The Seattle games were good. Yeah.
True. Let's move on to Jeff's AAF.
Wait a minute.
On February 9th, the Alliance of American Football made its debut. On April the 2nd, the 8-team league designed to give football fans more of the game to enjoy the following NFL season was done. Here's the thing about the AAF. We had a whole show about the AAF.
Facts.
Yeah.
We did. And talking about that, I was excited about it. None of the my guy, Christian Hackenberg, was one of the quarterbacks. So I was excited to see that.
God, I hate you brought that up.
No, for sure. And man, it's just no kickoffs, no extra points, half empty stadiums. It's just some bad football. I remember calling and talking to Jeff. I was like, "How is it, man?" He's like, "This is some bad football, man. Some really bad football, man." So the XFL now on the clock.
Yeah,
I'm nervous about it.
Yeah. Do you think they'll make it a full year?
I do. And the reason why I think the biggest distinction between these two leagues to me is that the XFL took those 2.5 years to at least try to figure some things out.
Right.
Like they announced they were going to do it and then took time to get the product ready. The AAF just said, here we are, we see y'all in 6 months. You know what I'm saying?
True.
We're paying the players this, we're going to have teams here.
Yep.
Boom, got to deal with starters, some starter codes, have some cool colors.
Yeah.
Some of the jerseys,
So
colorways
cool.
on some of the jerseys, but
Yeah.
it just wasn't enough time put into running a professional sports league.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're going to do it the right way.
Yeah. I got to get that Johnny Manziel jersey. I'm gonna get that.
Oh, it's out there for about $12.
Yeah,
You
I
can
need
get
it.
You
I
can
need
get
it.
that
I need to
$12
get that.
tops.
It was bad, man.
Yeah.
Players were getting left in cities and had to find their own way home because they didn't accommodate the travel because, they ended it abruptly. Like, players were on the road getting ready for a game.
It's true.
And they had to find their own way and own accommodations to get home. They were left with bills at their room. Like, one player was charged $1,700 when he was there for less than 3 weeks, and a whole month only cost $700. So how does it go to $1,700?
Yeah.
Now it was a couple bright spots. 2 players did wind up getting signed out of that. Wide receiver Rashad Ross and cornerback Keith Reaser. They both signed with the Panthers and the Chiefs respectively. So we had a couple bright spots, but it's bad.
And like what Jeff said, the XFL can learn from the mistakes of something that they put out and it folded their very first year, and seeing what the AAF did do and what they didn't do and kind of capitalize off that as well. So
For sure.
they're on the clock though, for sure.
Spurrier got his ring, though.
Spurrier, he got one in '96 too.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Old ball coach. Let's move on to Jeff. Jeff, this is your year. 30 seconds into a basketball game. Zion Williamson, the most highly regarded college basketball prospect in years, in the biggest game of the season, blows through a PG2 on national TV. Fans feared that he would never play for Duke again. Nike sponsored Duke since 1993.
Yeah.
This was the start of his injuries. Listen, a lot of people don't talk about this. This is a huge moment, man.
This was a huge deal.
Think about how many people were at this game. Like
President Obama.
President Obama was at this game.
for sure.
This was a college basketball game that was just the world stopped for a moment to watch the game.
Yeah.
And it was over within 30 seconds.
It was one of those games where you watching it and then you got hurt. You just paused like, did this really just happen?
Man, it
was
looked
over
bad.
with.
It looked
Yeah,
way
it
worse
did.
than what it was. I just knew he tore his ACL.
So we know he's had injuries in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't played yet in the NBA.
Being taught how to walk again, apparently.
Exactly. Now, the injury that he suffered was a minor knee sprain.
Right.
It was to his right knee.
Right.
He had surgery to repair his meniscus in his right knee.
Mm.
Was this the beginning of that led up to this? We would never know. They would never come out and say
Hell
that.
no.
But for a knee sprain, because all that can play a part
All
to.
can build up.
Yeah, it could have been the beginning of that.
Well, and it could have been the beginning of the end of Nike, because this was just the worst timing ever. It was a huge game. It was North Carolina versus Duke. The first time playing against each other. You had this highly touted, best can't miss prospect we've ever seen. North Carolina is always in contention for a championship. So you put that and you add that along with the rivalry between UNC and Duke. Man, it was just a worst case scenario. But they ended up being okay. And Zion played, signed with Nike, Jordan brand for $75 million. So it worked out in the end for all parties involved.
It definitely worked out for him.
Yeah,
I think that's the problem, though, is that he came back.
Yeah.
If he never played at Duke again after that injury, I think he's playing right now.
Maybe so.
I think he's playing right
Will
now.
he play a game this year?
No.
Yeah, I don't think he
so
will.
what?
Yeah, I
Can't be, they're teaching him how to walk and run again. Like, man, I understand that's protocol and you know whatever, but that just sounds horrible.
The question is, will he be the same Zion that we used to be the high flyer that we used to seeing?
Yeah, he'll still be the same. I'm telling you, I think this kid just needs to lose weight. I think it's weight related.
Yeah,
I think he'll come back lighter.
look
Maybe not
lighter.
as strong, but still as explosive and still as bouncy.
Yeah, no, for sure. You don't lose that.
yeah. No way you supposed to be weighing as much as a 7'3" big man.
No, for sure.
Bogdanovich.
Yeah, no, that's nuts.
He's the heaviest, and then Zion is the second heaviest in the NBA.
That's got a lot to do with it. I'm telling you,
It was
Jeff.
fun to watch.
Watch your guy.
That's my guy. Hey. No, I never from high school on. That was my guy. That was your man. Yeah.
No Zion slander would be allowed.
None.
for
Hey,
sure.
he lived up to the hype.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to D Wade, Dirk, and Tony Parker, all calling it an NBA career. The end of the NBA season not only brought the anticipation of the playoffs, but a culmination of 3 great careers. Dwayne, Dirk, and Tony all retired at the end of the campaign. Which was the bigger loss for basketball of those 3?
Dwayne Wade.
I would say Dwayne Wade too.
I think Dirk, because Dirk was our first international superstar. Like we had your Drazen Petrovic, we had some Yao Ming and Knicks in there. Deadlift Shrimp was
That's my guy.
But Dirk
Sabonis
brought a championship to Dallas.
Yeah.
He was an MVP. Those guys we talking about, y'all never got an MVP.
should have, but never
Should have.
I mean, well, what I mean by should have,
It never
potential.
really-
It never
yeah,
got
for
there.
Yeah,
sure.
but the reason I think that Dirk, he just retired at the wrong time. He should have retired before these guys. Well, he could have got his own shine.
Dirk didn't want it.
Yeah, Dirk didn't want it.
Dirk, you gotta remember that the whole time. Dirk never said he was retiring until he got to the tunnel of the last game and said, "I'm done."
Yeah.
Like he never said it. The whole he didn't want that exemption in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
He didn't want any farewell tour. He just said it in the tunnel after it was overtime retiring.
Yeah.
Like he never admitted it leading up to that point.
Yeah.
What it does do is it ensures that the 2023 Hall of Fame
Lit.
will be 3 first in
Yeah.
first
Oh yeah.
ballot
First
3 of them.
ballot.
Yeah. As soon as it's
Yeah.
announced, them 3 are going.
for sure.
That's just like this year. We got Kobe, KG,
And Tim
and
Duncan.
Tim Duncan.
shooing.
Shooting.
Don't even
No
worry
question.
about it. That's 3 gone right
Yeah,
there.
3 spots gone.
Gonna get him
3
up.
3 speeches I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, no, for sure.
For 3 different
totally
reasons.
different
3
reasons.
different reasons.
Tim Duncans will be 5 minutes.
Maybe less.
KG's will be 10, but very aggressive.
Sure.
Expletive
Kobe's
field.
going to be legendary.
Kobe will do his best Michael Jordan impersonation again.
Yeah.
One last time.
time.
One last time.
Or what if he just does it better?
See what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
I'm sure you'll make it
feel
seem
me?
like that.
You feel me? You feel me? Yeah.
Nah.
8 and 24.
Nah.
8 and 24. 10 and 10. 2 Hall of Fame careers, 1 man.
Okay, but yeah, I think D Wade's exit was probably the best retirement we've ever seen. Handled.
Yeah. I mean, he fell off the scorer's table, though.
It don't matter.
After the shade.
It don't matter.
The jersey
Still
swaps.
Yeah.
The moments, the commercial
Yeah.
after the jersey swap when they used to
Yeah.
talk about all the stuff that was going on.
Right.
That was a tearjerker.
You know, in the NFL, every time they switch jerseys, they got to pay $500. I didn't know that.
nuts.
That's tough.
That's tough.
NFL
NFL be ashamed of themselves, man.
NFL is ridiculous.
Not
be
that's
ashamed
no
of
fun
yourself.
league, man.
No fun. It's no fun. Let's move on to Bryce Harper. The process drawn out and tiring. Took forever for Manny Machado and Bryce Harper, each finally finding a place. Machado signed for 10 years, $300 million. Harper signed for a 13-year, $330 million contract. How did this work out for both players?
It took forever.
It took
did
forever.
take a while.
It took
Yeah.
forever.
And
It took a while.
the thing that sucked for Bryce Harper, the team that he leaves go wins a
Well,
World
as soon as he
Series.
left.
Yes.
As soon as he left. The year he left.
The year he left, they gonna win the thing.
And they were bad.
Yeah.
Like nobody expected them to win that World Series. But I mean,
It's funny what happened when a team come together though. Coach.
exactly.
And what's really bad, Bryce Harper having a good year.
He's having a solid
He had
year.
a good year.
Neither one of those teams, Machado's team or Bryce Harper's team, made the playoffs.
It's tough.
I know it was tough to watch for Bryce Harper.
And he's there. But I mean, that's what he wanted though, because he was offered values of $45 million per year, but just on shorter deals.
Yeah.
And he didn't want that. He wanted somewhere where he knew he would be for longevity.
Yeah.
So that's why he got the 13-year, $330.
Yeah.
But
Was this the start of because we're seeing now they're still getting monster
contracts. Yeah.
but I think the players are losing a little bit of control over those
100%.
contracts.
As
This
far
was
as the
start of
leverage,
it.
this was the start of
Yeah.
it because you look at it. Well, I can get 3-4 players to fill in the place for one player,
Yeah.
and that's gonna, especially in baseball, man.
Yeah.
Because you had these young prospects knocking it out of the park, man. It's 20, 21,
Yeah.
and you could just build young, and that's what the Nationals did. Now they lost 2 big players from that championship team, but they'll still be all right.
But forget that. You got the chip.
You got the chip.
You
You
saved
fresh off a
everybody's job for
championship.
10 more years.
And in baseball, you can win the World Series with one good player instead of 2 superstars.
Yeah, for sure. Let's kick it back off with Tiger Woods, Wheezy's guy. The golf's most recognizable athlete, became a champion again, winning his 5th Masters in 2019. Also became his 15th major to add to that illustrious list of championships that he's done. Here's the question for the room. Will Tiger Woods win another major?
Absolutely. The golf world has not lapped him yet. He proved that last year by still being arguably the best golfer in the world at his age last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just factor all that in, being healthy, tweaking his game. And it's not like it was when you picked Tiger over the field. You know, you're not doing that anymore. But can he look up and win another major this year? Or can he outduel somebody, him in his red shirt on Sunday, and they're not prepared to for that type of environment? Absolutely.
He was out for 11 years, though, Jeff. Took him 11 years to win another one.
Absolutely. But the game hasn't passed him by yet. That's the scary part. All those people who we thought were going to replace him, they haven't done anything to separate themselves yet.
Yeah.
so
I think
he's one away from tying Jack Nicklaus for most Masters.
Right.
And he's 3 away from tying him for the record of 18
Most
majors.
Yep.
Do you think he's going to get either one of these?
Absolutely.
I think that's the only reason he's still playing.
That's the only reason he's still playing.
Think he
He
gets-
passed Jay.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason he's still playing. He just wants to get that record.
I think he gets both.
Because this thing, he got all the money in the world.
Yeah.
He had the most fun in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We know that.
He had some fun.
Hey,
so like
It's Tiger.
Yeah,
Hey, it's Tiger.
Hey.
She's calling.
Right.
Can you do me a favor? Change your voicemail.
Yeah, sure. And the cool thing about it, neither one of his kids saw him winning a major.
Yeah.
So for his kids to be there at the end, man, it's pretty cool to see. But I don't think he wins another one at all. I just don't see it.
I would see him winning the most majors. I don't know if he'll win another Masters, but I could see him winning some more majors to break Jack's major record.
Right.
I don't know if he'll get another Masters though.
I see him doing both.
Go. There we go. Is that your bold prediction? For
That was my
22?
bold prediction last year that he won a major.
Yeah, for sure.
got that right.
Okay.
Shout out
I don't know. We got to fact check
Yeah,
that.
for real. I literally said that he was going to win a major last year.
Okay, let's see. We got
Check
it's
the
tape.
tapes. Check the
Got
tape.
tape for that. Let's move on to the Raptors. They became the first non-U.S. team to win an NBA title, officially getting it done in 6 games against the banged-up Golden State Warriors. Is this something that Kawhi Leonard should have stayed for to go back-to-back, or did he do the right thing, leaving and going back home?
He did it right and got out of there.
Really?
Yeah, I believe he did it right. Because if he stays, you can't pay Pascal Siakam.
Yeah, you can.
So
you just
what?
got to get rid of Kyle Lowry.
yeah.
So,
And Fred VanVleet, which I've been saying for the last 2 years, is a better point guard than Kyle Lowry.
he definitely showed up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So it's Pascal.
Pascal's he's a dog.
With the whole Kawhi thing, we say he did the best thing by leaving, but that's only his decision. If he would have stayed, I mean, that'd have been a good decision too. He still got his money.
100%. He honestly had a win-win no matter which
Right.
way he went.
That's true.
No matter if he went to Lakers, went to Clippers, went to, I think, what was the other team? The Knicks maybe or somebody else.
Yeah.
Maybe not the Knicks. But Lakers, Clippers, or staying with the Raptors. He couldn't make a bad choice.
Yeah, those were the 3.
Yeah,
He left from winning. He won a chip, so he left from winning.
Yeah.
For sure. And then with Golden State, I don't think anybody saw their end like how it ended.
Yeah.
Over the past 5 years, they had the most wins, 322 wins over the past 5 years. So for the first time in 4 years, Warriors weren't favorites to win a title, man. So every good thing must come to an end. I think the Warriors will revamp, get that team together, trade somebody for D'Angelo Russell, maybe get a young piece in the top 5, So I think we haven't seen the end of the Warriors, but the cool thing is now it ended the big 3s or the big 4s, as you would say.
No,
I think
ended the super duper team.
There we go, Jeff.
Yeah, that's what they had.
Yeah.
Ended that.
Well, with the Warriors, one thing with the Warriors, will we ever sit down and think how great they was, or we always just think they had a super duper team?
At least they had a super duper team.
Nah, man, they were
initially
great.
they had a good team.
Yeah, and then
Initially.
once they went to Kevin Durant route.
Well, even before Kevin Durant.
Nah, that was a good team before, and they were a great team afterwards.
Yeah.
For sure. And what nobody's talking about, Masai Ujiri put the life on the line, trading your perennial all-star, 5-time all-star, to get Kawhi Leonard, and he's not coming back. Yep. He knew he wasn't coming back. Gets him for a year, wins the championship, and that's why the Knicks want to pay Masai the money that they want to pay.
He just trusted that Kawhi would be a professional and really play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then hope for that year, and then
Yeah, and that's why he joined LeBron and Kareem. It's only 3 players to win MVP with 2 different teams, 2 Finals MVP.
Yeah.
But let's not forget, Kawhi had revenge on his mind too from San Antonio.
For sure.
He had revenge on his mind.
against Golden State or just period.
Just from Coach Pop and that organization where he didn't want to be there.
Yeah. That's true, too.
It's funny, man. We're gonna look at Golden State different one day, though.
Never. Let's keep it in the NBA. Anthony Davis said, hey, man, I want to play with LeBron James. Got it to happen. Kevin Durant, Kyrie chose to play together in Brooklyn. Of course, Kawhi, we just mentioned about, parlayed his playoff success and really shocked the world by going to the Clippers alongside Paul George. The end of the Big 3 era, Big 4 in Golden State. Is this something that we'll see next summer as well?
I hope we go back to the era of
Duos, NBA Jam?
not even just that. Yeah, duos, I guess, but
Yeah.
more so the let's all gang up on everybody else, AAU style.
Yeah.
stuff. I hope we go away from that. I hope Kevin Durant was the last person to do that.
Yeah, that'll never happen. I think the way that kids love playing with each other, kids have been teammates
Because of
since
AAU and travel ball.
Man, they love it. And I think this is something that we see. There's a super duper team right now in high school.
Sierra King.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's 5 McDonald's All-Americans on that team. And 2 aren't even going to, when I say 5 McDonald's All-Americans, they're all in different grades, but
Yeah.
they're all going to be McDonald's All-Americans.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so, man, so that's nowhere. That's going nowhere fast.
And then the NBA, the others are too good to be for it to go back to being NBA jams. Like the other players are too good, so you can't win a chip like that with just 2 people on your team no more.
But you have like small, like people are not talking about how good some of the young teams are with their duos, like KP and Luka. Then you have a team that nobody's even really talking about with the Bucks, with Middleton and Giannis. So the duo is here to stay, and I don't think that's going anywhere. But I do think as the kids get into the NBA, people will team up again. We'll see a super duper team again.
I think it's gonna be more difficult when that collective bargaining comes up, though. I don't think the owners are going to allow that to continue to happen.
Yeah, I think they're going to really strip the actual free agency thing apart because, dude, if you're paying Giannis Antetokounmpo $50 million in this last year, that handicaps you as far as getting other pieces. That's going to be tough, man. They're going to I think they should cap it at like 40, maybe 35, and then, figure it out after that. Because, dude, teams are super, super top heavy, and then you're adding your pieces that's on the bench they're trash. You're just getting people that have been cut. Jeff Green will get signed by the Lakers or something like that just to fill in places. So let's move right along to U.S. women's soccer teams. My sport right here, fellas. While it's hardly a surprise that the U.S. women's national soccer team repeated as World Cup champions, the accomplishments was nothing less than special. My girl Megan Rapinoe won the Golden Ball and the Golden Boot, while winning all 7 matches, concluding a 2-0 triumph over Netherlands. This is the U.S. third World Cup Was this a big deal? Did you guys pay attention to it?
I did. I watched every game they played.
Yeah.
It was exciting,
Mm-hmm.
especially the last game because it was 0-0 going into the second half, I guess you could call it. And then Rapinoe just kind of took over the game.
Yeah.
And she made all the right plays. They wound up winning that game over the Netherlands 2-0.
Yeah.
This team is just – it was a dominant team.
Yeah.
They set a record for most goals ever in a Women's World Cup with 13 versus Thailand.
That's nuts.
That's insane.
I watched that game.
Yeah, that's insane. They are the first women's team to have 4 World Cup titles.
Wow.
Yeah.
And, so they're just a dominant team. Rapinoe, of course, was in the headlines for her support of Kaepernick and pushing for women's equal play in sports.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot surrounding the women's team, but they were fun to watch. I enjoyed every game.
Super fun to watch. It was so fun that they're looking into cutting the World Cup to every 2 years instead of every 4.
Because of the popularity.
Yeah, super popular, man. The guys play every 4. They're going to keep it like that because, again, you can't miss with World Cup soccer. But she just killed it, man. Rapinoe, I think she should run for some type of Senate or something like that. That would be my bold prediction.
Have they stopped partying yet?
Nah, not yet.
Yeah,
Nah,
that victory party went on for a while, man.
Should they pay them more?
Kicking it. Boy.
They got to pay them a little bit more, though, for sure. A lot more shit. And if you look and see some of the younger players, 21 years old, like Kylian Mbappe, makes $38 million a year. That's my guy. And we got to get some soccer stuff. You know what? I'm bringing some soccer stuff, Kevin. That's it. What you bringing, Weez?
Moving along.
But they got to pay the girls, man. They just killed it this year. And with Rapinoe, she was everywhere. Like Locke was saying, it's just cool, man. We got to start appreciating sports a little bit more. And the main sport we need to pay attention to is soccer, man. I'm telling you, it's going to take over by baseball. By the 2020s, sports will be like this: basketball, in my eyes, football,
worldwide,
and soccer. Yeah,
worldwide.
No, just in the U.S.
So basketball will be number 1?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then soccer 2, you said?
Soccer will be 3.
Football would be 2?
I think football will be 2.
Okay.
Football is going to be hard to overtake.
Yeah.
It is, but it's going to happen. But it's just something about football that just doesn't seem right to me.
I'm agreeing with you. But the reason why I just think it's going to be so hard to overtake football is because it's one of the few sports that no matter what kid you are, there's a position for you.
Yeah.
Tall kid, you go play tight end.
Right.
Chubby kid, you're on the line, son. You know what I mean? If you kind of can catch a little bit, go play tight end or something. Now, there's a spot for you on football for every person in America, no matter where you from, all the other stuff, what side of the line you fall on, football breaks that.
Yeah.
Basketball, not so much.
Especially not today's basketball.
But then the other thing, I think it'd be hard to pass is because of the college football.
Yeah,
like when you think of the other sports, you don't really see it on TV as much. I mean, you do now because you have things like ESPNU, you have all the other sports outlets, but you look and see college football is huge.
Like if you separate the two, NFL is probably 1. College football is probably 2.
College football is crazy.
It's probably the second biggest sport in America. So it's going to be hard.
Sure. Speaking of football, in things with Antonio Brown, the saga of Antonio Brown dominated the NFL's preseason headlines and carried over into the start of the 2019 regular season, from frostbite on his feet to helmet gate to him being cut, then picked up by New England and then cut again. Brown caught a touchdown pass in his only game with the Patriots in week 2, and he never played again. Will Antonio Brown play again in the NFL?
Yes. We'll see AB play again.
Yeah, he's too talented.
Right?
Yeah. Still too good.
What if the Saints get him?
We don't want to see that.
I don't want to see the Saints get him.
The smoking gun has to appear for him not to play.
Yeah.
There's got to be I hope it's not a video of him doing something wild, but the video's got to come out, the audio or something like that, for him not to play again.
Sure.
He's just too talented.
Way too talented.
Yeah. I just hate that players like Antonio Brown ruin it for people like me that love football. Like, I want to see the man play.
Yeah, for sure.
It let me down to not watch him catch a football on Sundays.
Yeah.
I think he really has some type of mental illness. Like, seriously.
Yeah.
Like, that he does too, but I really think it's something too, though. Like, how do you go from the Antonio Brown of 2 years ago to this?
I think that's the actual team. I think Pittsburgh was hiding a lot of stuff that we didn't know about and did a really good job of keeping that under wraps. And we saw it all explode, with this Antonio Brown of 2019, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, fellas. Let's move on to our best moment of 2019. Who wants to go first?
I go first.
Yep.
Okay. My best moment was seeing NCAA players get paid for their likeness.
Yeah.
To have the ability to get paid, I guess I should say.
Yeah, sure.
The NCAA has been eating off of the kids for years in sports, especially, of course, the main sports, like we said, football, basketball. Of course, we know they bring in the most revenue, but as these kids know, and you hear, these kids struggle to eat. You know, they don't have a lot of things, and they just basically say, we're paying for your school, that should be enough.
Yeah.
When in actuality, it's not.
Yeah, no, for sure. I totally understand that.
So
college basketball, college football, man, got to pay these kids.
Yes.
That's a great moment, Coach. What you got, Weezy?
My best moment was actually happened this year. Well, clearly,
It had to happen this year.
well, recently,
Hope
with
19.
Lamar Jackson, man,
Oh, yeah.
that season he's having.
That's perfect. I like that.
I didn't see it coming, and I think I'm a football guru. I think I know everything about football, and I didn't see that coming.
I don't think
And,
anybody did.
and
Yeah.
the way he,
You didn't see it that much.
You
man.
didn't.
Come on, man.
but the way he sustained it the whole season,
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just
he
being
sustained the play, and he didn't get hurt. Knock on wood, and just, I mean, and then we,
loud.
That's real wood.
that's
Real wood. It's real
Solid
wood.
table.
Yeah, for sure. God damn. I'll go next. Mine was Magic Johnson, man. He quit a job, but didn't put in a damn 2-week notice, man. You know,
That's your type of stuff.
oh yeah, I like shit like that. Job quitting scenes in your movies and in real life, they're loud and dramatic. You might see a situation where it's usually a build up. But there's always an explosion. This was no build up. This was a complete explosion. Literally nobody knew that he was going to quit. Not the media, not LeBron James, not even his boss. And in Magic's defense, it seemed like everybody won in the end. But the way that he quit that job this year was something epic. He'll never get another job in the NBA again. But that's how you go out. You go out on your own terms, man. That's
And
what I'm
Magic
all
doesn't
about.
care either.
He'll give a damn. He just tweets away.
He just want to be Magic.
Just watch Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I tell you what, he could be an MVP type player, Captain Obvious.
right. Tell us something we ain't.
Tell us
something
something
we don't know.
Come on, man.
Thank you, Magic.
Somebody take Magic ball.
Yeah, for sure. What you got, Jeff?
I got two, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
The first is the rise of content by the players.
Okay.
Players and ex-players getting their own shows and giving in podcasts and giving their perspective and telling those stories that we would never know. We would hear speculation about second and third, fourth hand, but hearing Gilbert Arenas tell the story about shooting Nick Young with a paint gun. I mean,
Right.
Why is, just stuff like that. So player created content and just also sports related content like Game of Zones and Gridiron Heights and stuff like that. I really appreciate stuff like that. And the rise of Kofi Kingston.
Kofi. That's a good year. That's a good one, Jeff.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
They did him wrong,
for
though.
a fake. Yeah, did him terrible. Coach.
Oh, man,
They
They
did him
did
horrible.
Kofi dirty.
for a scripted sports entertainment, that was a big moment to see an African American person
Yeah.
come up and actually get the WWE belt.
Sustain it for a while.
And actually have it for a while. Not named Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, that was a big moment.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was dope. I like that one, Jeff.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna go with your guy, man. Hold it down for Husky Nation.
I was, but that'd have been three. I was fighting with those three for the whole week. That'd have been three.
Go.
Yeah.
Weezy, we'll kick it off with you for your bold prediction for 2020.
My bold prediction of 2020
That
is
means you're thinking about it because you didn't prepare for this. You want me to go to the next part you got?
no. I got
Okay,
it.
my bad.
Tennessee Titans gonna win the Super Bowl.
That's pretty damn bold.
Especially that you asked for a bold one.
You really jumped out there, brother.
They're gonna win the Super Bowl.
We'll know
damn
that
bold.
in about 2 or 3 weeks, right?
They gotta win. They gotta win tomorrow.
Yeah,
I mean,
this
this week.
2020 is the following year.
No, 2020 is this season. The Super Bowl's in
be
February.
2020.
Oh well, nah. Take that back. Take that back. It's been a while. It's been 2 weeks, fellas. Take that shit back.
Oh my god!
Come back to me.
Oh my
Right.
god!
Oh my god.
I got mine.
Go ahead, Jim.
My bold prediction Deontay Wilder knocks out Anthony Joshua in 4 rounds.
Okay.
When they finally fight,
Here we go.
it's 4-round knockout.
Bold prediction.
They just made the Fury.
Yeah, Fury.
Right.
It's Fury Wilder, February 22nd.
Right,
Yep.
right.
In Vegas.
Right.
When he got to beat Fury. That's going to be the one. That's going to be a tough one. He's got to beat Fury in that rematch. But when he does, there's no other obstacles left.
Right.
They can't fight anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So they have to fight each other. He knocks him out in 4 rounds.
Yep. You want to go, Coach? I got it.
I can go.
Good.
More states other than California will start paying
Okay.
athletes.
For sure.
Yeah.
gotta
Because
have to.
you know they have separated themselves and saying they will start that here in the future, and I believe that that's going to trickle it down, not trickle down to more states.
Yeah. We need that because that means that we're going to get some college football, college
sure.
basketball games. I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
For sure. My bold predictions, we'll have a female head coach of a major men's sports teams. I think it's going to happen pretty soon, sooner than we might know. The NFL has 10 full-time assistant coaches. The NBA has 11. Yankees have a hidden instructor who's a woman. So the momentum is it's ground swelling right now. And I'll be shocked if it hadn't happened by the end of 2020. So that's my bold prediction for 2020. That's true. All right.
I'm gonna stick with the Titans, man. We're gonna roll with the Titans.
You gonna stick with the Titans?
Yeah,
Stick with the Titans. So I got to keep that.
They got to win.
So
to
they
get
got to
in.
win.
we'll be
So
fine.
play-
We'll
play-
get in.
we'll
We'll get in the
You
playoffs.
gonna get in the playoffs?
They gonna beat
Yeah.
Houston.
Yeah, we'll get in the playoffs. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That's how y'all get in.
Yeah, you got to beat Houston.
You got to beat Houston.
We'll get in the playoffs, guys. Don't worry about that.
Well, we'll know the answer to this next week.
Very soon.
A full Sport Press Podcast. That's another in the books, fellas. Show 301.
Hold
Our
on.
year
I got
in
a question.
review.
My bad, Jack.
Nah,
I got a
you-
question. Now let me get a question. It's been 2 weeks.
What's up, dog?
Do we got any bold predictions other than sports? No. Let's move right on. Let's move right on.
He tried.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
What are you talking about?
He wanted that. It doesn't matter so bad
Oh,
right
it's-
there.
No, it doesn't matter. No, it's not other than sports.
All right.
But-
Oh, y'all thought it was the Rock, so that's why y'all didn't want to answer. I was serious.
Well, here we go, Weezy. Do you have one?
No, I don't.
Oh man.
I thought you were gonna give you one. No, but that was a real question though, y'all. For real.
see his face.
Ain't nothing under the lights, man. We appreciate y'all, man, for checking in with episode 301, the year in review. We have t-shirts, and we don't have t-shirts.
No.
We have hoodies for
got
sale.
hoodies for sure.
We definitely got hoodies for sale. We have a red and we have a navy. Contact us if you want to purchase one. All of our DMs are open for sales only.
Yes.
For sales only.
Yeah.
We got stickers, man.
We got definitely
Hot
got new
stickers off the
Yeah,
press.
for sure. I don't know what mine
Wristbands.
is. Wristbands.
Wristband.
For sure. We appreciate everybody that's helped out over the past 301 episodes. We got 301 more coming.
Most definitely.
We have to get out of here because we have a baby in the building.
Baby Cole.
No, it's Weezy.
Oh, look how funny it is now. Look how funny it is. Baby got a baby. Baby got a baby.
Oh, man. Tweet us your questions throughout the week at Full Sport Press. Don't forget
Black love. Black love. I love this show.
Don't forget to comment, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down on the YouTube page. On the iTunes page, please rate and subscribe. But more importantly, don't forget to tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend, man.
Hey, Coach, real quick, who you got? Oklahoma, LSU. Coach making a point. I ain't gonna give him. He's not gonna give it. He got that nigga mind.
Weezy.
Everything you pay for, baby.
Jeff.
Camera's always on, brother.
Coach Lott.
Get a drummer song.
The revolution will be podcasted. We are out, cameraman.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
Thank you for listening to the Full Sport Press podcast. To catch up on prior episodes, visit the SoundCloud page. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend.